Good morning, Greg. Tyler here. This is my dad, Chris.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a little walkthrough of the Canada place. We spent a lot of hours this weekend kind of getting it ready to sell. So I'm going to turn the camera around and start giving you a tour. Right now we're actually standing in front of the main cabin here. And that's the gazebo. So this is the path we take down to the dock here. And we're going to walk down to the dock. On the left here, this is Highway 71, which is the Trans-Canada Highway. So that direction is Fort Frances, International Falls, about an hour or so away. But yeah, let's go this way here. So this is the frontage road I mentioned to you briefly. They call it a frontage road, but really there's probably 1 or 2 cars a day at peak season. So this is obviously the driveway for our neighbors. They take the frontage road, and then they have a few cabins. They're from Minnesota. They have a few cabins down this way. That is one of their cabins. But that's a private drive. So yeah, let's continue on this way. So a little bit of lawn here. This is all part of the property. We've always had to mow and trim this area. Coming up to the boathouse here. Across the way there on the peninsula is an old resort where the lodge headquarters burned down, but there's still cabins there that are maintained. It's a pretty spot, but there's no occupants there during the summertime at the moment. And then yeah, so this is a new dock that was put in 2 years ago. The old dock was here, and it would run along, and then the boathouse was there. So I'm not sure why, but we shifted it over a few feet to the left, and it's a much wider dock than it used to be. And we were out here just last night having dinner. We had a charcoal grill out here, enjoying the nice view. This is Lake of the Woods, Sabaskong Bay. Corner of the bay there. Coming up to the boathouse. Two boat area. And yeah, simple boathouse. We've spent a lot of time in here fishing and playing in the water. So we'll head back up toward the cabin here.
I mean, this is like a seamless. I never think of this being separated. This is one
Right.
property, you know.
Yeah, this road is always here, but it's always felt like part of the property, right? You just cross the road to get down to the dock. I remember you mentioning that, oh, there's a frontage road there. Well, it's such low traffic that you hardly realize it's a road, honestly. And yeah, okay. So this is the front of the main cabin. I think what we'll do is we'll go this way around the cabin, so I can show you kind of the property line here. So back toward the frontage road, this is the stake that divides the two properties. So this is all part of the 1901 property. Main cabin, backside. Also a quick note, 2 chimneys on this cabin. Both are capped, and the actual fireplace is not functional because it's capped. There's a problem with critters, so yeah, it's capped. So yeah, gonna keep going around the backside here. This is a 3-tiered area. The front of the second tier is, zoom in. That is the garden space, and then there's a garden space up top here as well. We'll get another view of that in a moment. So still on the property line here, and I'm going to turn around again so you still have a view from the lake up here. This is the second cabin, the upper cabin we call it, backside of the upper cabin. This is old fuel oil tanks. that is just one of those structures that's here, but never been used by us, but obviously some good potential. Now we're on the other, I guess it would be the north side of the upper cabin. These are the garages. Before I get too far ahead of myself, we're going to save that for last. So I'm just going to continue around this way. So we have the upper cabin here. I'm going to step back. We got some stairs that go down to the driveway. Garage is on the left. So this is another perspective of the property. So upper cabin again. That's the lower cabin. Driveway. Should have moved my truck. That's the gazebo. There, as you can see, there's water on that side. On the other side of Highway 71. That's just like a pond, basically. It's part of Lake of the Woods, but it only goes back about that far. And then it ends. So this is the space in between the two cabins, upper cabin and lower cabin. So we have, obviously, this is my grandpa's garden that he used every year for his vegetables. There are some shrubs that grow on top. And there's like a little patio up there too. Well, again, something, a little tiny project for fun to make it work. We've never really used it. It's just been there. Back side of the main cabin. So this piece right here of the main cabin was recently fixed. It was leaning because some moisture that was down here, so they had to take out the old rotted logs. This is all on this side right here. This is all new lumber, and then a little bit up top as well. These, you can see where the difference in the paint. That's all the newer stuff. They went underneath, lifted, added new supports. The roof. So all the roofs are green metal roofing, so that's a really nice feature of all these structures, is that you don't have to worry about shingles. Yeah, so now we found ourselves back near where we started, Highway 71 on the left, our yard. We're standing on the patio between the lower cabin and the gazebo. So the gazebo is a cool little hangout. We've played lots of cards in here, lots of dinners, lots of fish fries in here. Indoor fish cleaning. We used to clean fish right out here on the corner, outdoor fish cleaning, but we changed that spot for whatever reason recently. But the perfect fish cleaning house. These are easily removable, just, you know, the little wing switches here, take out the glass pane part, and then you've got the screens, so, you know, on a nice summer day, the breeze coming in through here is pretty phenomenal. And I'm going to take you just around to the outside real quick. So this is another part of the lawn. This is our driveway here. Driveway that goes right down to Highway 71. This, we've never used it, but what a cool piece of the property. I'm sure it could be cleaned up and made, put to good use. So. All right, so now
Garage, or did you want
let's do main cabin. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go to the main cabin here. And so I'm going to try to show as much detail as I can here. Lighting would be a good idea. Okay, so I'm taking a right into the main cabin from the entry. This is the only bathroom in the upstairs of the house, and the only functional bathroom in the house. Here's the new. This was the laundry room I was speaking about earlier. So you can see that this is all pretty brand new and ready for a new laundry hookup. Laundry room, and then this part was used as a pantry, so really good for storing.
Bathroom, toilet, and cabinets.
Foods.
Show the cabinets. Here's a cabinet here.
Cabinet here.
Nice to
Yep,
see that.
nice cabinet. Here's the shower. And then we've got the actual bathroom. This is just to give you some perspective. There's the well that I showed you earlier. Here's more storage. Okay. Lots of space for sure. And now here's the front door. We're going to continue through into the kitchen. Again, I'm going to try to go nice and slow here so I can really show you what we're dealing with. Oops. Okay, gazebo. Lake view from the kitchen here. So just to give you perspective, this is the north side of the lower cabin. So you've got the view of the upper cabin there, and the well again, and the garages and the driveway over there. So this is the living area or dining area, and this is the living area. Fireplace, capped fireplace, as I mentioned earlier. Dad, could you open this window over here? And then, obviously, so it's over here. So, Highway 71 is that way, and then the lake again. So before I go too much further, this is the master bedroom. This was my grandparents' bedroom. Okay. Lots of closet space. There we go. And yeah, so this is another bedroom. There's a closet over here. More storage. And then we've got the, what do you call this?
Porch?
Porch. Three-season porch.
Well, I guess it's 4 seasons.
It's been used, it's had many uses. Used to be a playroom, was also a day bedroom, an office. Then we got the basement. So that's the living area. Basement. first of all, we have some nice storage in here underneath the stairwell. You have windows down here, so it's nice and bright.
There's another bathroom here.
So, yeah, another bathroom over here. So just to really kind of show you here, this is where there's going to be some work that needs to be done. There needs to be a door that's placed on this,
There you
so
go.
that's why it's covered.
Crawl space access.
This is crawl space access, the hot water heater, utility room. Yeah, goes kind of way back there underneath. We don't spend much time in here. But yes, really cool basement. All right, so now we're gonna exit the main cabin. We have two more places to show you. We're gonna have to. We'll come back and shut all this down. Let's head up to the upper cabin. My mom will be up here. You'll see her. She's kind of wrapping things up here. So this is my mom, Linda.
Hi.
And so this is the upper cabin. Dining area. We have a bed here because we required a lot of sleeping space for the big family that we have. We have a closet here. Coat closet. And then we put the fridge here. There used to be a fridge here, but we required a larger fridge, so we had to put it here. Lots of space up here in this cabin. And this is another sleeping area. This is a bunkhouse for us. That's how we used it. You know, obviously a nice, from the upper cabin, you get a nice view of the lake still, partial view, and the rest of the property. You're kind of on top of the hill here, so you get to see everything and everybody. Everything that's happening. So, let's head into the kitchen area. Got the kitchen. Some appliances that work well. Lots of cupboard space. Lots of cupboard space. Way up high too. And down low. Neighbor's house out here, so that's the first part that we showed you, walking along the back side of the house. And they have a couple of cabins, so there's a few. There's a cabin back here, there's the boathouse down there, which you can't see, and then there's another cabin beyond this one. And then here, there's the entry to the basement. Little back porch here. The basement. The basement is pretty much your average basement. Pretty well emptied out, except for a toy box right now. Lots going on down here. Everything works well. Heat works well. You know, plenty of opportunities to have the washer and dryer down here. Everything has worked over the years. I think this is kind of a result of us getting everything ready to sell. An old laundry chute. And then, you know, talk about some cool features of this place. We've got a single stall restroom down here and more shower potential. But again, this is one of those situations we never used it with our family. And then, nice thing about this basement, lots of storage space. We use these as fishing tackle cubbies, hanging life vests, all that. Lots of storage. Lots of storage. I think that covers the basement. I'm going to give you an idea of the subfloor here. Very well built, well maintained here. So now I'm going to turn left, and we have another closet and 2 more bedrooms. Single bed is in here. Lots of storage space. I'll show you this. More closet space. Shelving. The bathroom. Let me turn the light on. Small bathroom. Does the job. Also, maybe a little bit of a project, so one of those things that might need a little bit of attention. And then we've got the master-ish bedroom here. Nice big bedroom. More closet space. And that's the upper cabin. Last structure we'll show you here is the garage setup. So, you can kind of see where this is septic here, and you can kind of see where the property line goes. It's just this line of trees. Back side of the cabin. My dad and I did paint the sides and the front of the garages. I'm sorry, not cabin, garage. We did paint the sides and the front of the garage this weekend. Spent a lot of time doing that, but we ran out of paint, unfortunately, so you'll see that this is unfinished back here. But that's not the important part. This is a wood shed, wood storage. Side of the garage. So this was always the kids' garage, but now it's a very small garage. I'm not going to open this one just because we've got a bunch of trash that needs to go to the dump. Nothing interesting, but it's a nice, small space for storage, watercraft, whatever. Okay, so then the second garage here is another garage that's right now in the front. It's all a bunch of trash, stuff that's going to be taken to the dump. But it was used as our worm garage. you know, our fishing garage, not the fishing garage, but where we kept the worms. Right now we have a lawnmower in there and lots of lawn equipment. And this is the work garage, okay? This is where my grandpa had a lot of his stuff, so this was his workbench. And there's a lot of good opportunity for storage and then building up your workshop. This is all stuff that family has to pick through at this point, but lots of space. There's a furnace in here. We've never used it. This was, you know, something that the pilot had when he lived here way back in the day, so that's just one of those features. It would be fun to mess around with, I'm sure. Map of Lake of the Woods.
Yeah, where are we?
Yeah, where are we? Big Camp, Sabaskong, Cyclone Point. Where's Highway 71? Yeah, 71. So, okay, so this is where we are. And this is the small little bay that I was just showing you that we were overlooking. And then this is Lake of the Woods. And we've done boat trips to this area and Whitefish Bay, which I'm not seeing at the moment, but there's like a little, it's the Turtle Lake Portage over to Whitefish Bay. That's what this is. But yeah, it's a day trip in a boat. Lots of fun. Shore lunch, all that. And then this, I'm just going to sneak over into the fourth and final garage. This is where we're keeping the boat right now. Yep, boat storage. Just to give you an idea also of the condition of the garage, this is one side. So this is the other side is good. It has a cement foundation. The wood is in good health, but on this side, there's a little bit of breakdown. So this is kind of where, this is our driveway, but then this is also maintained by us. This, basically up to that tree this way is all us. So we mow this, we take care of it. This is kind of part of the yard. Not much traffic going on these roads. Highway 71 gets minimal traffic. Not too much. Every now and then you'll get a car coming by. This is the front side of the property near the highway. So here's a good view of what you would see. A good view of what you would see coming up the driveway. You got the lake. I'm gonna walk the frontage road here for you. So here's the driveway.